And I would, so thank you for inviting us. We're very pleased to be here at Rotary. We know you do great work and have been for a long time. And even the way you set up your meetings is instructional for us in terms of working with adults and learning. So we're taking away tips. I think we're going to, in our staff meeting, we're going to talk about how you started your meeting, because those are instructive words. So I do just want to make sure, I have really amazing people here with me today. So maybe could you just take a second and introduce yourselves as well, a little bit of your background. Want to go first?
Hi, everyone. My name is Robin Cakebread, and I've been with the Learning Center for 5 years now. You may know me from various food places around the county over the last many years. I run the PEC Fresh Good Food Market, and I work with Christine in the Inspire program at the Learning Center.
Speak right into the microphone. People cannot.
Okay.
All right. Hi, I'm Christine Durant. I never know what to say about myself. I've been also with the Learning Center for the last 5 years. I'm involved in youth employment training, but also some community development projects, that we'll talk to a little bit in a minute. My background is actually in international and community development. So I, because of an exchange program I did that took me to Uruguay, later took me to Africa and spent a lot of time in Europe. So it's been programs that you support that really has an impact on people's lives. So that's a little bit about me, and we'll get back to the presentation.
Okay, so in our introduction, you heard a bit about what we do. We're a collection of a few core programs, and we've developed those programs really around the task of helping to keep adults engaged in education and to pursue their own kind of individually identified goals. So, which slide? I can't see the slides.
It's there.
Oh, it's over there. Okay. Okay, so we have been a longstanding organization in the county, I think incorporated in 1996. You might have known us in our Armory days. Now we're at the, right next to the Rexall. We call it the Rexall Plaza now because it used to be the Sobeys Plaza. So we're right next to the Rexall near Picton Main Street. We work with all kinds of people. Often people come who have struggled in school and they're with us to upgrade their education. Can we go to the next one? How do we go? Go to the next one. Keep going. Next one. Okay. This way? Just forward and then back. Okay. Okay. I'm going to just ask you to. Okay. We'll figure that. Okay. So at our core, literacy and essential skills. So upgrading for adults who are pursuing generally education, finishing high school, working to go to college, upgrading skills for work. So everything we've built around that has been to help people stay in school, stabilize financially, because we all know that you need to have financial resources to attend school, make sure people's health is as good as it can be while they're attending, and also make sure people have access to basic needs like food.
Yeah. So Inspire is a program that I'm really excited to run. Can you hear me, by the way? I gotta go to the mic. All right. I always want to tell jokes when I'm at a microphone. I can't really help it. But Inspire is a program that I get to run, which I feel really lucky to do. And I work with Robin in that program as well. It's a training and placement program for youth 30 and under. And it's about opening doors, breaking down barriers to employment and training. We work with youth to figure out what their dream goals are, what their career pathway, how to build a career ladder. And we work with over 80 employers in Prince Edward County, providing young people an opportunity. It's a cool program. The young people get paid to do the training. Sometimes they're finishing their last high school credit and getting that immediate going from credits into employment. And it's a great support for small business employers because we provide a subsidy to the employer. But we also provide the youth with stabilization support. So we've been able to help youth who are maybe getting evicted to pay rent arrears. We've been able to help people get childcare. We've been able to support people with access to transportation or fixing their vehicles so they can get to work. It's been a really great program. We're doing something similar but different with Thrive Prince Edward County. So this is some of the community development work that the Learning Center is involved with. So we met with Thrive PEC a few years ago when they started their big community consultations, saying, where do we want to be in 10 years? And how do we do that? How do we bring the community and the economy together to thrive? So we've been working with them on community wealth building. How do we build wealth that everyone gets to share in? And that's been talking about and looking at, we have a lot of developers potentially coming into the community. We have water infrastructure that's likely to happen. We have hospital bills, and we have a new long-term care home. So part of it is the question of all these investments are coming here. Can we take the investments that are already coming here and support even more social goals? So we've been meeting with community benefit networks across Ontario and finding out how they're doing it. The kind of things that happens from that program is hiring local people. So again, working with youth, getting them into career ladder apprenticeship programs. So where developers, for example, building, a big development are going to be hiring people. Also opportunities to request that we have more affordable housing, opportunity to say, how can we support local business? Can developers coming in, investing, purchase from local businesses and support our local economy? So right now we're doing a bit of a pilot project, and it's on the workforce development. If 8,000 houses might be being built in Prince Edward County, and if that happens, we're going to need a pipeline of workers, and it creates a great opportunity for young people moving into construction. So we're doing a pilot program that is supporting its construction training. We're working with the safety guys who are providing red steel carpenters to teach people basic techniques in construction and getting lots of safety certificates. And then we're also working with local contractors who are hiring people coming out of the program into general labor positions to get started. So it's a way for us to build our local community capacity and providing training that goes direct into jobs. So yeah, we're pretty excited about this.
Great. So another one of our core programs has been around financial empowerment, and you might have seen work around, seen information about that. We're filing taxes for about 1,000 people in Prince Edward County for free over the next few months. I think they're at about almost 400 since the tax program opened right now. And we work with volunteers to do that. I think we have about 8 or almost 9 volunteers that are working with the coordinator, Tammy and Joe. We've had clinics in the evenings this time of year. We've got weekend tax filing clinics, and really working to make sure that people who can't afford the, say, $75 to $100 to $150 to file because they're on Ontario Works, where your monthly income would be about $733, or ODSP, where your monthly income would be about $1,100. So anyone kind of on a fixed income with a modest income, say under 35 or 40,000, we can file taxes for free if they're simple. So, and of course we integrate programs. So we make sure that the folks that went through Christine's training program are going in, making sure lots of young people don't file their taxes because they don't think they either think they're going to owe something or they don't think they're going to get anything back. So often we'll file for a person maybe for the first time for 4 or 5 years, and they'll get quite a big windfall. So so that's a current exciting program. We're always looking for volunteers. If it's something you'd like to do next year, it would be great to hear from you. Let's move next. Okay.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about the PEC Fresh Good Food Market. The market is in place to support good health incomes for our community and to help people have access to fresh fruit and vegetables. So we have a supplier and we purchase from them. They give us a fair price. We, at our 3 markets, we receive our 3 market locations. We receive our order of fresh fruit and vegetables on the same day as we inventory it, put it on our online store, and open our in-person shopping. So we sell it all. Any leftovers we sell at our cost to the local food banks. And so we have no leftovers circulating through our store. On average, we've done a cost of goods, basket of goods comparison year over year. We're on average 35% cheaper than sort of the 3 local accessible grocery stores. One thing that's actually really significant about our market is not only that we're open to everyone, because being open to everyone in the community not only helps us keep going by helping us have, the more we order, the cheaper the food is. we are able to offer people more locations and destigmatize that kind of sense that people might have in their minds predetermined from accessing food banks or other food security programs. Right now, one of the main reasons that PEC Fresh is quite busy is that our food banks have had their funding contract. And for example, the Picton United Church Food Bank is only open to people once a month unless they have an emergency, and then emergency food is also just pulled from their overall monthly stock of food. So we are a very important program for augmenting that kind of situation, as well as being available. We see quite a number of working families come through, people who just are having trouble making ends meet. Oh, that's greater than, where did my other slide go? Oh, yes. Okay. So, no, I'm going to just say, how can you help? You know where, oh, are you on greater than? Yeah, I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry. Never mind. That's about it for the market.
Okay, great. And so, and of course, you know, how do all these programs fit together? We use the bags for people shopping at the market to advertise other programs, and it's a great way to make sure we're getting that word out. So by bringing, I think in education, we serve about 120 people a year. Chris works intensively with about 30 young people a year. And then we see about 1,200 in financial empowerment and about 400 families in the market. So those two kind of broader programs help bring people into our core programs about education and learning. So a new program that we're kind of incubating with assistance from other community partners is called Greater Than County Youth Collective. Greater Than's been around since about 2013. It evolved out of the work that the County Foundation did, looking at learning and understanding that our graduation rates for high school in Prince Edward County are about 10% less than the provincial average at both the 4- and 5-year mark. So we have increased graduation rates in the county, but we're still lagging provincial rates. And we're understanding things like our suspension rate at PECI is almost, or in the Hastings board, I'm not quite sure which one it is, board or the school, but almost twice what you would see on a provincial average. So, so Greater Than is an opportunity to work with youth in a variety of different pillars. So belonging, events, collaboration, and they've developed a kind of interesting way of gaining youth feedback called hackathons. So this is a concept of, I think, problem solving that maybe came out of the tech industry in the US. And so Greater Than has hosted quite a number of hackathons, bringing people together with a facilitator, young people, providing them with information and then asking for their feedback. So we've done hackathons around street naming in Prince Edward County, how youth can participate in municipal economic development. We just did one on transit. So we brought in youth and connected them with the transportation coordinator at the municipality and talked about how can transportation reach youth more effectively. We're looking with this program in the next year to really look at some of the deeper problems that youth are experiencing. So we know that we have high rates of substance use in Prince Edward County. We know that there aren't a lot of services for people involved in justice who are youth. And we also know that youth in care face particular problems. So we're looking to take the hackathon model and dig deeper and bring people together to really talk about some of the core issues that people would face. We kind of Greater Than got a boost because Prince Edward County was picked to be one of 20 pilots across Canada funded by the Tamarack Institute to look at youth participating in education and receive some funding through that. That funding's ended, so now we're looking to think about ways that collective, which is youth-led and is really the only vehicle for youth-led voice in Prince Edward County, to find its own feet and establish itself as a unique organization. So now we'll talk a little bit about how you can help and what you do that.
So the Learning Center is supported by a great number of volunteers. And in particular, PEC Fresh Good Food Market is supported by about 36 volunteers giving over 100 hours a month to each market. We're looking for volunteers all the time. We have volunteer tutors who support our literacy and essential skills program. We have volunteers that support our Inspire program through mentorship or interviewing. We ask, like some of the participants in Inspire will interview people or just sit with people and pick their brains about their career. We always need donations. So all of the programs that we operate need donations and volunteers to run. What else? Anything else you want to add to that?
Well, one thing we don't have on the list, but we would love some help with is we've outgrown our space and we need to. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Pardon me. Thank you for the reminder. So one thing that's not on our list, but we do need help with is we've outgrown our space and we need to move. So I don't know if folks heard about there was a plan for a community hub at the Queen Elizabeth School. That's going to be a few years in the making. And so in the meantime, our board's put together we call it the space committee, and we're kind of actively looking at where else Prince Edward Learning Center can move until a great opportunity like the community hub emerges or forever. So if you, if you have any ideas, we have 11 staff and all of our students operating in about 23,000 or 2,300 square feet right now. We're looking at trying to stretch programming out throughout the day. We're having things on weekends, but we're really going to sort of about to start asking folks to think about how we can move. So anyway, there's a big problem I'm going to leave you with. And I'm sure that folks right now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and then we're happy to move on to the draw.